All right, welcome to another Duel Commander video. I've been really liking this format. I actually just recently 5-0'd a league with this exact deck list, which I saw that a player by the name of Antonin played to a 5-0 at a previous league. Now that I played that league, I actually want to make a couple changes. And if you want to watch some of that gameplay, actually head on over to Channel Fireball's YouTube. It's up there. So the first thing is, this is a Malcolm the Eyes deck. So Malcolm the Eyes is a 2/2 flying haste. It says when you cast your second spell, investigate, make a clue. But, you know, it's got a lot of good stuff going. I really like this deck. I'm going to play it again today, but I want to make some changes first. So the first thing is I would like to cut Curious Obsession. There's Curious Obsession and Combat Research. They both make it so when Malcolm hits them, they draw a card. This gives +1/+1 and ward 1 to a legendary creature. That's Malcolm. This just gives a creature +1/+1. I didn't really like having two, and because sometimes you just weren't in a position to play Malcolm, so I'm going to cut Curious Obsession. Another card that I wanted to cut was either Tar Fire or Play with Fire. I understand having lots of shocks in this format because of commanders like Norin or Faelia, but I wanted to add a couple things. One, I wanted to add Brainstorm. I don't know why this deck wasn't playing Brainstorm because I initially just copied the list. I think it should play a Brainstorm, so that's easy enough. I'll take Curious Obsession out. The other one I want to try is Gut Shot. Gut Shot to the heart, and you're to blame. I'm going to take out, I think, the weakest of these. Tar Fire makes Pyroglyph better. Play with Fire lets you scry 1 if you hit them. I think that the Tar Fire is worse, though. It does also help with Unholy Heat. Actually, no, I'll cut the Play with Fire. I don't think you're going to send this to your opponent's face that often. Another card I want to try is Clout of the Dominus. Gives a creature +1/+1 in Shroud if it's blue, +1/+1 in Haste if it's red, and Malcolm's both. So that seems like a kind of interesting one. And then Misdirection is another card I wanted to put in. It seems like a cool free spell to try to run. And what I wanted to cut, I want to cut Harbinger of the Seas. I think Magus of the Moon is a little better. Part of the issue I had was Harbinger. There's a lot of blue decks in the format, and Harbinger I feel like is just not as effective at hosing them as Magus. I do like the Blood Moon a lot. That's the best one of these effects, and it's just some decks that really have a hard time with it. And I need to cut one more. I like most of this stuff. The Mental Note, I think, is a little bit dicey. It's a decent cantrip, but this deck doesn't get that much out of feeding its graveyard, so I think I'm going to try it like this. All right, let's get in there. All right, time for round one. I would like to play first. Who am I playing against? Faelia. I knew it. Always Faelia. Well, I actually like this hand a lot. First of all, Pyrokinesis is good, even if I don't draw red, and Grim is also great. I would like to preordain into a red source. Of course, that's part of my plan here. Ghostfire Slice, Ledger Shredder. All right, bottom on Ghostfire Slice for sure. I actually think Ledger Shredder is pretty decent, so I'm going to keep it on top. What I might end up doing at some point is like Ledger Shredder plus Pyrokinesis, though I'm probably not going to do that on turn 2. Curse of Silence. Choose a card name. Oh, I see. So they're going to name Malcolm the Eyes, and then it costs 4 to cast, and then they sack this to draw a card. Sure, that's fine. It's kind of a neat card for Duel Commander. And, well, Mountain is nice. I don't need to play it quite yet. I think I'll play Ledger Shredder. I could have waited so I can go like Ledger Shredder plus Grim on my next turn, but I feel like just using my mana this turn is good. I'll find stuff to do. And then pass the turn. So we're going to play Faelia. I'm going to play Fiery Islet. And I think I'll attack for 1. And I think I'm just going to Unholy Heat the Faelia. It's just so bad to let Faelia do its thing. Like, it's just very easy for them to have a combo with it on their next turn. So I think I'm just going to kill this now. They put it back in their command zone. And then I pass. It's a little awkward here, just because I don't have a 4th land to play Malcolm because the Mystic Sanctuary is tapped. And I really don't want to play Mystic Sanctuary all that much if I can avoid it, but we'll see what they play. Council's Judgment on my Ledger Shredder. All right, that's fine. I would have liked to get to use it, but Totally understandable. All right. Well, spells or lands can both be good here, so as long as I don't draw a bad spell or a tap land. Yeah. Guess I'll play the Grim. Play the Mystic Sanctuary. And, you know, it looks like we're on track to hardcast Pyrokinesis this game. We will see, though. Next turn, I'm probably going to play Malcolm. If I drew a red, next turn I could go Malcolm plus Flame Slash. That could be decent. So the Faelia deck actually plays a lot more like a control deck than you might think. It can be an aggro deck. You can start on 1-drop and then, you know, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, attack them or whatever. But my experience, I've played against this a couple times now, they are pretty good at grinding. So I don't like that I don't have like a very fast start here, but I do have some good removal encounters in my hand. And Grim Lavamancer is a pretty annoying card for them. They have some answers. Oh. Okay, White Plume it is, huh? Interesting. Well, I guess I don't mind that too much because next turn I'll probably be able to take the initiative. If they go, yeah, they played a tap land. All right. And I don't even need to draw a red source here because I get to, well, I did draw a red source, but I get to play Malcolm and they get to sack their Curse of Silence at this point to draw a card, which they may or may not do. It depends on their hand. Because presumably I'm going to cast Malcolm again this game, but cashing it in to draw a card is not bad either. Playing White Plume and tapping out is like a bit weak. I guess I should actually just Flame Slash now, because I'm going to do it either way. So might as well get attack in with the Grim Lavamancer. So I have shields down for a second, but I'm going to have the initiative. I'm going to go get a mountain. They don't have any creatures in play. I mean, they have a Cave of the White Dragon or whatever, but of the Frost Dragon. But that costs a lot of mana to activate. And then Pyrokinesis is pretty good. Grim Lavamancer still remains good. At some point, Spell Snaring a Faelia at the very least is going to be good. So it'll depend a lot on what they play this turn. If they play like a Parallax Wave this turn, that could be pretty annoying. But there's a lot that they're pretty behind now, so they need to have a good turn. Also, Pyrokinesis is good against some of their turns. Oh my God, I see. Pre-war formal wear. Okay, that's pretty sick. All right. I mean, I get to take the initiative back with Malcolm, presumably, but what are they going to do here? They're going to get 2+1/+1 counters. Yeah. Now I can't really kill their White Plume that easily because Pyrokinesis isn't even enough. 7/7? And then Jite. Okay. All right, let's draw and see kind of what we're up to here. A bounce spell would be really good. Misdirection. Let's attack with Malcolm and become the Capitan here. And I think I'm going to get 2+1/+1 counters on Malcolm here. We're going to go Forge. I haven't played with initiative for a while because I took it out of the cube, which I've been happy about. But it's interesting. All right, let's pass. Let's hope that if they have a targeted removal spell that I can misdirection, that would be just disgusting. The way things work right now, though, if they don't have a removal spell, I'll just block the White Plume with Grim, and then I'll just Grim shooting itself if they equip the Jite. So, and then Malcolm attacks them down to 10, Forge takes them down to 5. And then I still have to figure out a plan for the White Plume, but we'll see. If this is now Parallax Wave, then yes, I am dead. Let's hope it's like unexpectedly absent. That would be so good. And I guess I could even just hardcast the Misdirection. I could also pitch the Spell Snare. We'll see. It's unclear if I'll be able to cast it. Each player chooses from among the permanents they control an artifact, enchantment, creature, and land, sacrifice the rest. Okay. So what I need to do now is crack this clue. Draw a card. No, I'm just dead now, I think. Cataclysm. Well, no, I guess I can also sack Fiery Islet to draw a card. Thought Scour. All right, into Thought Scour me. I need to find a red card here. Okay, I did find a red card. I guess I just say okay. They're going to keep White Plume and Cave. And let's see if they keep Formalware or Jite. What did they choose? Hold on. Oh, they choose Jite? Okay, so now I keep... So it's a 5/5 now. So now I keep Grim Lavamancer, Mountain. Return it to the command zone, yeah. Okay, this actually works out fine because now I get to... What the heck is this? Because now I get to go Grim Lavamancer U, Pyrokinesis U. And this works out pretty well. I didn't even finish reading that desert, but hitting the red card was all I really needed to have this work out. Okay, and I have Spell Snare up. So what does this do? Sack a creature out of mana of any color. Sack a desert. Exile creature card from your graveyard. Make a copy of it. Oh, okay. Well, that costs kind of a lot of mana. All right. I mean, this actually worked out reasonably well. Nug you down to 9. Play a River Glide Pathway. Ooh, Ghostfire Slice, also reasonable. And then I'm just going to keep Grim up to shoot with. So what I guess what I'm scared of is like a 3-drop. They got greedy. They kept the Jite over the Formalware, which it makes sense given the circumstances, but worked out really well for me. I mean, there's not that many things. 3-tap, draw a card. Sure, they pay 1 life. There's not that many burn spells that kill a 5/5 there, so I understand totally. No, another 3-drop? To touch the Spirit Realm, which I can't even misdirect. Okay. Well, actually, I shouldn't really complain that much. I'm pretty likely to get to keep them in Monarch, though I guess this costs... Oh, mana value X. Oh, I see. So they can't get the White Plume back. Oh, no, I should be fine then, because I should be able to hit Throne of the Dead 3. I'm going to hit Archives here and draw a card. Okay. Would be nice to draw a land here. That would be ideal. Oh, Brazen Borrower is also pretty good and a land, so it's just past the turn. Hoisted on their own petard, as it were. The initiative against Malcolm can be tough, for sure. Malcolm getting a 2/2 haste flyer is pretty good. So it's funny, Blood Moon would actually be good against them now they've sacked all their planes. I don't know what their plays are here, but there's a pretty good chance I'll be able to counter something. Tanglewire? Okay. That doesn't really bother me too much. They're at 7. Let's get a Volcanic, I guess. And I think I just Ghostfire Slice them. Is that reasonable? Yeah, I'm going to be tapped out pretty soon, so just nug them to 3. Oh, getting Mana Tithe, sure. That is fine. That's our last card. Upkeep. Do I want to Brazen Borrower? Let's let the Tanglewire resolve. Let's hit Throne of the Dead 3. Please hit a creature. I have a lot of creatures in my deck. Subtlety, Fairy Mastermind. Yeah, I'll take a True Name Nemesis. I'll take a 6/4 protection, and let's not worry about the rest. All right, that felt pretty good. Beating White Plume, that's real nice. All right, on the draw now, of course. Let's see what we got. The Misdirection's first outing has not been impressive. I will keep this hand because Cloud of the Dominus on Malcolm is pretty nice. Mother Runes is pretty annoying. Can I draw a 1-mana burn spell? No, I cannot. Land go. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one because Mother of Runes makes things pretty difficult for me. Let's see what they got. I mean, obviously they could Faelia here. That's a pretty reasonable play. I mean, burn spells would still be good to draw. Let's cast Malcolm here since I got nothing else to cast. And they play Faelia. And we'll see what's next. I will note that even though Clout and Misdirection were two of the new cards I added, I didn't take a burn spell out for those. That was Gut Shot, which actually would have been an incredible draw. Well, a solid draw. It's not like I would get a huge advantage out of it. Council's Judgment, yeah. Well, I'm glad I didn't put Cloud of the Dominus on it yet. And they don't get to use Felia's ability unless they want to give up Mother of Rune's protection, which they do not. So I'll just take 2. And then I'll play Mountain and pass the turn. Oh, never mind. I think I go Ledger Shredder and then Clout of the Dominus to give it Hexproof, and it gets to connive here. I don't mind that. Discard a Mountain here. I'll keep the Misdirection for now. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but you never know. It could come up. 2/4 Shroud is pretty good. They've used their Council's Judgment. They could knock off the Cloud of the Dominus with Faelia, but then, I mean, it'll just come back. So they have to be able to attack, exile Clout, and then kill Ledger Shredder for them to really make progress. What I hope is that I get to Misdirection at some point. But Cryptic Command is also a pretty good way to get around Mother of Runes. Dust Bowl, sack a land, destroy target non-basic. Yeah, they have a lot of colorless lands in their deck. Are they going to Dust Bowl me? Yeah, looks like they are. All right. That doesn't really bother me. I mean, they could attack for damage here if they really wanted to. Exile Clout or just attack Faelia and give it pro whatever. Okay, let's go Dragon's Rage Channeler into Probe. The only thing that's annoying about this is, let's graveyard that, is that I discard Misstep. I have to discard before knowing what their hand is. Their hand is lands and Disruptor Flute. Sure. Yeah, let's send with Ledger Shredder. Arid Archway. Oh wow, they are really going deep. That's the bounce land that taps for 2 colorless. Okay, Milling the Misty could have been a little greedy, one might say. But I've got instants, sorcery, and land in the graveyard. I might Brazen Bar or something. We'll see. Yeah, this returns their hand. Oh, they have a lot of deserts in their deck. That's funny. They're Dust Bowling me again? Sure. I don't think casting Brazen Borrower really accomplishes a lot there. Attack with Faelia. Exile Dragon's Rage. Okay. I mean, this Ledger Shredder is kind of doing work. The Dragon's Rage Channeler is also pretty decent. Oh, Galvanic Discharge is nice. All right, let's attack with both. If they want to block with Mother of Runes, they can. They did not. And pass the turn. And what I think I'm going to end up doing here is using Brazen Borrower. I mean, we'll see what they do. They might Dust Bowl me again here. Like, they have nothing better to do. That's what they'll do. And then I'll use Brazen Borrower, and they'll tap Mother of Runes to counter it, and the Brazen Borrower goes away. But then I'll get to Galvanic Discharge as a follow-up. And, oh, this will make the Dragon's Rage Channeler a flyer. A 3/3 flyer. Because the Brazen Borrower going to the graveyard instead of exile, which I assume is what's going to happen, will in fact get you there. So it actually did work to not keep Misty on top because I drew Galvanic Discharge, and at this point I'm not casting Cryptic or Pyrogoyf, but that's okay. Yeah, oh, this is not a Dust Bowl. This is something else. Oh, this is a disruptor flute. All right. They don't really know my hand, so what are they going to name Malcolm again? No, Mana Leak. Okay. That's odd, but fine. Draw. I guess I finally will discard the misdirection. Stoneforge Mystic. All right, well, their hand is an Arid Archway and soon to be Batterskull, Cauldra, who knows? Umezawa's Jite. I see. Attack with Faelia. Blink the Stoneforge. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't really have an answer to that. And I go to 12. Stoneforge comes in. They get to search for an equipment again. Faelia is now a 3/3. Mother Rune's still very problematic. So let's go Brazen Borrower, pre-war formal wear, sure. Brazen Borrower, Petty Theft on Mother of Runes, I suppose. I'll keep that on top. I think they're just dead, actually. Because they're going to protection from blue. Now it's a 3/3. Draw. Well, let's see. 7, 10, 11, yeah. Galvanic Discharge the Faelia. Graveyard. Kill the Faelia. They put it in their command zone. And then bolt them. I mean, I guess they could have Solitude in hand, so I should just attack with these first. Well, actually it doesn't matter because I'm bolting them before damage in order to deal lethal with this Ledger Shredder. Put on top. Connive, discard Cryptic, because I think Pyroglyph, I mean, it's not going to matter because Cloud of the Dominus brings us home. We are 1-0. All right, time for round 2. I would like to play first. Here's a little secret behind the scenes look. I took a little break in between. This is a couple days later even. Shocking, I know. Battling against Slimefoot and Squee. So a Jund commander. 3 mana, 3/3. When it enters or attacks, make a sapling. You sack a sapling, return this to your graveyard and one other creature as well to the battlefield. Okay. All right, I will keep this hand. This hand is not the best, certainly, but I am on the play with a Grim Lavamancer, plenty of fodder between the fetch and the delta, or the Thought Scour and the delta, and I mean, I've got Malcolm, the eyes. One of the strengths of Commander is like a 5-land hand when you know you have a 2-drop to play is pretty good. So we're going to lead on Den of the Bugbear and then the Grim. Just, I know I have a 2-drop, so extra lands isn't even that bad, especially since Malcolm is a 2-drop that really rewards you having lands. Imagine if I drew a Gitaxian Probe or like an Urza's Bauble or something. Oh, is this a Mana Dork? Well, we're going to have to get this Thought Scour going here because I want to kill that Arbor Elf. I don't want to get hit by a turn 2 Slimefoot and Squeeze. So actually I can play the Spire Bluff because I'm going to Thought Scour myself. I don't need to play the Delta. It has additional utility. Drawing 2 land in a row is not what I wanted to see, certainly. Let's exile Sveljun and lose focus. I think I'm more likely to want to Snapcaster the Thought Scour than the lose focus, and Sveljun doesn't do that either. Now my hand's kind of bad because I the cantrip hit a land and I drew a land for my turn. But if I draw a 1-mana spell, this Malcolm is going to be really good here. So let's see if I can find that. 1-mana spell. Let's go. Okay, slightly different tack. I'm just going to pass the turn here. I've got Change the Equation that can counter Slimefoot and Squee, and I'm going to keep up Lavamancer activation. Plus, maybe they have something to attack with. Worldly Tutor? What are we getting? This is scary, because that's... You're down a card by casting Worldly Tutor. So, presumably there's something good. Well, I guess it's not that scary when I've changed the equation in play. This can counter every spell in their deck that costs 6 or less, except it can't counter a black spell that costs 3. or more. They got Troll of Khazad-dûm. Ooh, I mean, I get it. They need to get a land, but that is a painful way to go about it. They just 2-for-1 themselves and spent 2 mana to get a land. I guess they'll get a Badlands probably. I would assume a red-black land. I mean, maybe they'll get a Raucous Theater. Oh, Swamp? Okay. That doesn't make too much sense to me, but okay. Let's crack this, and I get to get a Thundering Falls here. Oh, they might be scared of Blood Moon. That's fair. This deck does play it. Gut Shot. Ah. A gut shot through the heart. And you're to blame. I think I'll put this on top because now I can go Malcolm and still have up change the equation and gut shot. So let's attack. Let's still leave Grim back. Actually, I'm going to attack with Grim. I don't think there's a good chance I use Grim this turn. I'm not worried about what's it called? Flash blocker. And then I'll gut shot and make a clue. Feels like dealing a damage to them and making a clue is a fine card to leave on top. It also fuels the Grim here. If they don't have a play end of turn, it's going to look pretty good for me. Okay, Cycle Generous Ent. Okay, you're going to get a red-green land? I mean, at some point you'll want to cast Slimefoot and Squee. Yeah, there goes Taiga. Okay, and then they go land, Slimefoot, I would kind of imagine. Seems to be the thing that would make sense. Counter target red or green spell with mana value 6 or less. And next turn, let's draw something good, huh? I mean, even if I don't draw anything, I'll probably just Den of the Bugbear them. We'll see what I draw. Hopefully not just a land. Yeah, that was in fact just a land. All right, let's... I could Den of the Bugbear them. Actually, maybe I Sekenzen them, because then I can leave up... Yeah, then I can leave up using the clue. Using the clue sounds pretty good. And I'm just going to attack for 5 here. So this does 2 damage less this turn, but I end up with 2 1/1s instead of 1, and I get to crack a clue, which I think is going to be better. Because also since I'm not activating the den every turn, this will give me more creatures overall. What is this, a sweeper? No, Undermount Adventure. I mean, I guess I could have actually cracked clue to draw Daze, but this is a pretty risky play. Getting the initiative when I'm outnumbering them and I have a flyer is kind of tough. They got a mountain? Do they have a play with that mountain? Oh, Fury pitching Broadside Bombardiers. Wow, okay. That does change things. All right, let's sack this. It'd be funny if I actually drew the Daze. Oh, a mental misstep. That one's not looking so good right now. Well, I still get to Malcolm and take the initiative, and then I have a spirit token to block. So I think that's reasonable. I need to stop drawing lands, though. This is tough. Where'd my Malcolm go? Cast. It would be so sick if they had a 1-mana play, and then I could mental misstep it and make a clue here. All right, well, I get the initiative. Get another island, I guess. All right, let's hope here. I mean, they're at 7. I have the Den of the Bugbear still. Like, it doesn't look too bad for me, but they have a lot of stuff they can do here that would be pretty scary. So, for example, I guess they're not. I guess they can go. Oh, they can't. They don't have enough mana yet to play this and sack a Saproling. Oh, I have the mental misstep. I'm definitely going to use it here. So they can replay the Slimefoot and Squee, and next turn they can put Fury into play. But this is still going to be pretty tough for them. Okay. I assume they don't have anything else this turn. So actually, let's see. There's a decision to make here. I could activate Den and put the counters on Den, but I don't think that really makes sense. If I draw any good spell here, I probably win. I'm going to go to Forge and put the counters on Malcolm. I think that is going to be ideal. And then I'll still probably attack with the Den of the Bugbear here, assuming I don't draw anything to play. Because if I do that, Malcolm's putting them to 3, and then the Den of the Bugbear plus the token forces them to either block with Sapling, in which case they can't use Fury, or block with Squee. So either of those seem totally fine. Action. Let's go. Do they have a play on upkeep here? It doesn't feel like there's too much they could be doing, but I guess there's a lot of free spells. I don't know. Memory Lapse. Okay. Well, that's pretty nice. So I do think it still makes sense to Bugbear them. And I guess I don't really need to... Yeah, the Den has, or the token has to attack. So they get to block the token with Slimefoot and Squee, but then they chump. Oh, they're just going to trade? Okay. They go to 2 here, and I pass the turn. And they are going to get to take the initiative back, but then I've got a token that can maybe take it back, and I've got a Malcolm that they have to deal with, and I have Memory Lapse to stop them, hopefully. So they haven't gone through the dungeon, so they don't get 6 mana here. And hitting for 3, putting me to 14 isn't too big of an issue, obviously, in and of itself. And then they go ahead and get 2 counters on. Are they going to Forge onto the Undermount Adventure? Probably want to end the game. Maybe they'll Scry 2, but Scry 2 doesn't do anything unless they already have a card draw spell in hand, because the game is going to, in many ways, be resolved this turn. Like, they need to stop this Malcolm. So they need a way to stop Malcolm through Memory Lapse. Doesn't seem easy. They can't recast Slimefoot and Squee. Oh, wait, sorry. I misread how this card works. Oh. I threw. Okay. Well, you know what? This is me learning how to play Duel Commander. I should have just attacked them with Malcolm. I thought that, for some reason, I thought this was, this had to be in play. Yeah, that was not ideal. And now I can't attack past Generous End, so I guess I just passed the turn. Yikes. Okay. Well, I just threw this game. I mean, I still have outs to win here, but I certainly made it a lot harder on myself. Tell you that much. Hasn't helped that I've drawn, 10 land and 1, 2, 3, 5 spells or 6 spells, but I still should have, I don't know about 1, but let's say I didn't make that attack and they had that in play. They would have to have a different answer and it would be a lot harder. So yeah, that wasn't good. So now they have a Saproling. So now I know, don't block Slimefoot and Squee here. I'm just going to block the Undermountain Adventure and hope to peel something very good. Oh, they're going to put a Fury into play. Oh, they're sacking Slimefoot and Squee. They're sacking this to add mana of any color and then using it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. They definitely beefed this one. It's pretty awkward to be losing the game after they worldly tutored for Troll of Khazad-dûm, but that's on me. All right, so they get another Saproling. Cool engine, for sure. Let's draw. Return Malcolm to the command zone, but that's not really going to do much for me. And Skull Clamp, sure, that's fine. If I had an initiative card in my deck, I could win with Trap, but basically what I need to find is if I find a way to bounce Generous Ent or tap it, Fire Ice, for example, I could definitely win. But otherwise, or I could, there's not very many 5 damage burn spells lying around. Green Suns for 1. No, that'll Memory Lapse because they'll probably get a Birds of Paradise. So, all right. Let's see if I can top deck for the undeserved victory. Oh. Huh. There's Oh, this is so close. So it's 4 types. There's instant, land, creature, sorcery, and that's it. Oh. Pyrogoy. Yeah, wow. Oh. Fair enough, fair enough. All right, well, that was on me. Let's see if I can rally the next game. No, their commander does. Good to know, right? Good to know. All right, I would like to play first. Oh, this hand's nice. Daze and Tarfire are both pretty good in this matchup. I'm going to lead on Bloodstained Mire. And so if I can get to 4 mana, Cryptic and Subtlety. Daze does prevent me from getting to 4 mana a little bit, so I do have to worry about that. But I'm going to go Mire, and if they play something I want a Tarfire on turn 1, well, I'll get Volcanic Island. If they do not, and they mulled to 6, by the way. If they don't, then I can get Thundering Falls and look for a 0. One of the baubles would be quite nice. Oh, they're not going to pay the life. All right. Get Thundering Falls. Crack this Bloodstained Mire. And see what we find. I'm not keeping a land on top, no. I'm going to Graveyard a Misdirection. They didn't seem to have tons of stuff for it. Oh, Iteration. Okay, that is nice to play next turn, but I think it's much better to get Malcolm down. It'd be nice if I didn't have to use the Daze this turn. But we'll see what happens, right? I'm gonna crack the land. Yeah, they're playing a 2-drop. Like if it's a Sylvan Caryatid, I guess I'd Daze it. I could then Iteration try to hit one of my 0s. If it's a removal spell, that's fine. Oh, Llanowar Elves, okay. That's fine. So they didn't want to do that on turn 1. Maybe they wanted to play around Daze, who knows? Lose focus. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do here is attack. And because I have 2 different counters in hand, I think I'm actually just going to pass the turn. Oh, actually, I should have upkeep bolted the elf. That I wanted to cast both these on their turn, but I didn't have an upkeep stop. That was my plan. I think that lose focus should still probably be fine here. We'll see what they do. Because I didn't actually want to cast the Daze this turn. Let's go lose focus on the Faelia. Are they just playing around Daze the whole time? If they spend the whole game playing around Daze, that's also fine. All right, Tarfire the elf, make a clue. Drawing a land here would be good, but if I don't, I still have Iteration to play. So I kind of feel like we're in a good spot either way. Okay, I'm going to go Expressive Iteration. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I'll exile the Mystical Dispute and hit for 2. Iteration, no land. Wow. That's such a beat, too, because if I drew a red land, I could cast the Grim Lavamancer and make another clue. Any land, I'd get to play a land and crack a clue. This is tough. Ooh, Phyrexian Tower is good with Slimefoot and Squee. That's a cool combo. Okay, well, I'm going to Daze Minsk and Boo. That at least is an easy one. All right, well, it's okay, but still just a beat to not draw a land that turn, because now I don't have Cryptic Command up, and I really don't want to pitch Cryptic to Subtlety here. Oh, Thought Scour, interesting. Let's play a land. Actually, turn off auto yields. I'm going to attack for 2, and I think just Thought Scour myself here. See if I draw 0. Oh, I drew a Brainstorm? Yeah, I guess making another clue is probably decent, but I think I'd rather just crack the clue. So, but I'm just going to pass. I could crack the clue here, and if I drew a 0, I'd get to trigger Malcolm. But the reason I don't want to is I don't want to make it obvious I don't have a counterspell up. And maybe I'd want to pitch Brainstorm to Subtlety. I'd rather use 2 mana cracking a clue, and I don't really want to play Grim when I have Pyrokinesis up, because that seems like a pretty important thing to have. Here comes Slimefoot and Squee. So now they can make black. Oh, but they don't have enough mana to do all of it. All right, that's fine. I can just Pyrokinesis the Slimefoot and the Saproling. I think that will work out fairly well. Scavenging Ooze. Okay, that's also fine. The Ooze by itself isn't the most worrisome. Let's draw a card with this clue. Land would be really nice. Brazen Borrower. All right. Land? Okay, I drew the land, so let's go Pyrokinesis on those two. Actually, is this a sorcery? Hold on. I think I'm going to Malcolm, try to get my Malcolm here as well. So I'm going to hit and then upkeep. I don't think it's bad to just upkeep do that before they have a chance to use Slimefoot. And they can't really use the mana all that well, I don't think either. So let's, this way when I'll get a clue when I cast my second spell this turn. Okay. They chose to put it in the graveyard. Okay, so that means they need to find a way to activate to find a Saproling, to make a Saproling, which I'm sure they have, or they have other ways to get it back. I'll let them hit me with Scavenging Ooze. I don't really care. And if they want to spend mana and time on Scavenging Ooze, that's not going to be too bad. Here I would like to play Subtlety this turn if I can. Oh, are they going to do some chompers? Oh, they're going to exile their own Slimefoot. Sure. That's value, I guess. The Ooze just doesn't really scare me. I've got this Brazen Borrower in hand, so it's really not going to be that bad. Eating the Faelia. Huh. That's like one of the good targets to return. Interesting. Into Command Tower. Into Go. I guess I'll Petty Theft the Scavenging Ooze and make a clue, and then crack the clue to draw a card. It's kind of like Cryptic, using Cryptic Command. They can fizzle this by bouncing it with, or sacking it with the tower, but I'd also be okay there. All right, crack this clue. Oh, Gut Shot's kind of nice. Cycles for a clue. Magus of the Moon. Huh. That's interesting. All right, let's attack. Magus seems kind of nice. I still have Subtlety up? All right. I will go for that. It could just completely hose them. And then now I'm going to Brainstorm because it makes a clue here. And I haven't played a land this turn. Let's put Gut Shot on top because I think that's the one I'm least likely going to want, and then play a Steam Vents. And I'm keeping Malcolm in hand. Oh, maybe I should have put Cryptic on top because I guess this does give me the flexibility of subtletying with the Cryptic, but I probably wasn't going to do that. Subtlety, pitching Malcolm. And then they're going to put Fury on top, I'm sure. And then I'm going to attack them. Then I'm going to Cryptic the Fury. Okay. I think I got this one. This one looks good. I was a little annoyed that I didn't hit a land on that iteration, but it looks like it's going to be just fine. Fury is a good answer to Magus of the Moon. Both, you can cast it off the lands, even if they're mountains, and it's just a good pitch card, too. It deals with it either way. Are they considering pitching to it to play around like Mana Leak? Yeah, that makes sense. Pitching Chaos Defiler. That's a card they could have also cast. Counter target spell, draw a card. All right. I'm drawing a Gut Shot. Okay. They could have a Reanimate effect of some kind here. I'm sure they have plenty of those. Or another kill spell. Terminate. There's nothing I can do to counter it. So I guess that's fine. Then they have Scavenging Ooze. Okay. And they're going to be able to use Ooze twice. You got it. Get the Subtlety out. And let's crack this clue. All right. So they did have another kill spell. I didn't really expect them to have both, but this is going to work out, I think, okay. Because now I'm going to hit them to... Oh, hold on. I actually still want to gut shot them because that will make a clue. And this puts them to 5, so I'm putting them to 3 here. Next turn, there's only one creature in the graveyard. That's actually not very many at all, is it? Let's crack this clue. And hit for 2. And I think I'm just going to keep the mana up for Brazen Borrower end of turn. Dreadhorde Arcus just doesn't do anything with the Scavenging Ooze out, so I didn't really think it was worth playing. I wanted to crack a clue. If I drew a land, I could maybe do multiple things. So they can cast Slimefoot and Squee for 5 mana. They're pretty short of getting to bring it back, so I'm not too worried about that. There's only one creature in the graveyard combined, so the Scavenging Ooze can't even go that deep. And that puts them to 4, which means if they do have lethal if they kill one of my 2 creatures, but they have to do it without casting a spell that costs 1 or 2, which is kind of funny. They have 1 card in hand. I mean, they've also would have had to top deck a removal spell, and even if they do, I'm not like dead, though it could potentially get bad, depending on, especially what the removal spell is. There are some pretty good ones. Well, it would have to cost like 3 mana, because I've got Mental Misstep and oh no. Oh, this looks like the Slimefoot and Squee is what this looks like. And they can get back Fury. Next turn though, yeah, I mean, this looks like the Brazen Borrower should get the job done, because anything they can cast, I can actually counter now with the counter spells I have available. All right, I managed not to throw this one yet, as far as I know. Oh, Wild Slash would have also done it. And let's bash. Okay, on the draw, game 3. Here's where not having much in the way of graveyard hate can cost you, but I got some good answers here. Let's go. All right, what do we got? Well, Mystical Dispute is not ideal, but it still can do something. Having Misstep and Chain Lightning is kind of nice, and Misty is going to be our red source, so yeah, this looks totally great. I'll keep this hand. I do think I'm supposed to Mental Misstep a 1-drop rather than try to Chain Lightning it, because even though Chain Lightning costs mana and Mental Misstep is free and I could play it on turn 1, I'd like to get Thundering Falls with the Misty Rainforest, and Chain Lightning works against a lot more cards than Mental Misstep. Oh, Wild Growth? No, I'm good. Plus, I can't even Chain Lightning that one anyway. I bet they thought they were slick with their creature their mana accelerator that can't get burned, huh? Ooh, a Daze? All right, I guess that's a thing. I would kind of rather not Daze on this turn if I can avoid it. Okay, doesn't look like I will be having to, most likely. Almost anything that cost 1, I could just Chain Lightning. Inquisition, sure. You can see they can take my Chain Lightning or Daze. They're probably not taking Mystical Dispute. Could also take that. I don't know. Depends what's in their hand. Yeah, they took the Daze. And let's go look for a bauble. Thundering Falls. Grim Lava Man. I don't think I want Grim. Doesn't seem like it's going to get me what I'm looking for. Oh, True Name I like. All right. Let's get Malcolm down. They get a turn to resolve something here, but that's fine. They don't have anything to bring back with Slimefoot and Squee, so if they play that and then I play True Name, I think that works out okay. Oh, 5/6 Barrowglyph. Well, you know, True Name Nemesis also actually stops that pretty effectively, so I bet they're pretty happy about getting the Barrowglyph out, but I think True Name is going to be pretty good here. Okay, send with Malcolm. Hopefully they don't have an answer to the True Name. There aren't that many things that do, but there are some cards that could stop it. Stomp from Bone Crusher Giant. If they stomp after I block, damage won't be prevented. They must have just drawn that for us. No way they played Boseiju before that. They're probably just going to kill my Malcolm here. Yeah, that's fine. Get back to the command zone, you. Oh, and then they don't play anything else? All right. That works for me. Let's see. Oh, a Murktide Regent as well. Let's play Mystic Sanctuary. Put Daze on top, but actually not. I'm good. And I think just pass. I could draw step click, but I kind of want to just leave up Mystical Dispute. Oh, what is this? Tainted Pact. Huh. Okay, I'm going to stop on my end step. I'll let Tainted Pact resolve. So this is a funny card. They exile the top card, and then they can keep going or stop. And if they ever hit doubles, they're forced to stop. They don't get anything. So it's a press your luck card. The thing is, I could just... They're looking for like an edict of some sort, I assume. All right, they're just cruising through their deck. And this all exiles. Bowmasters? No, they're just looking... The thing is, I can just get to Vendilion and click them after it resolves. So I'm not too scared. Snuff out. They're just looking for whatever card answers the true name. They know I have Mystical Dispute in hand from that Inquisition, so they're not going to presumably get something they can't, that I can dispute through it, but I think this is working out pretty nicely. Troll of Khazad-dûm, Lightning Bolt, Marsh Flats, those don't do the trick. I mean, you have 90 cards in your deck, 99 even. It's not like you're going to run out of cards. But these are all gone. It's kind of nice that like Bowmasters is gone, for example. They're thinking on Marsh Flats. No, they're going Generous Ant, White of the Reliquary, Badlands, Llanowar Elves. It's pretty fun. You just get to see them. They kept Llanowar Elves? Oh, Flare of Malice. Wow, it doesn't reveal it? That's really funny. Flare of Malice is the black card that makes them sacrifice, makes me sacrifice. I'm just going to Vendilion click them. Oh, that's Flare of Malice. See, this is why not getting to look at it is a beat. They can sack a creature. Well, they should have just done that. All right, well, I'm going to put it on the bottom. They can keep their Metamorphosis Fanatic. All right, well, I guess we both kind of messed up there. They didn't have the black to cast it either. Maybe I could have... Well, they had the Barrowglyph is the thing. I don't know. We'll see. Faelia? Sure. True Name Nemesis is housing them. I'll tell you that much. And what was the other card they had in their hand? A Metamorphosis Fanatic? Oh. Revealed Shieldred the Apocalypse. They're not going to play that this turn. Okay. I'm good with this. I'm basically trading V-Click for the Barrowglyph and then getting to Chain Lightning the Faelia. Works for me. If I just block the Faelia with the True Name, they get to gain 5, mill 5, and then get a creature back. So, from among those cards. So I think I'd rather do this. And their hand is still a Metamorphosis Fanatic and an unknown card. And Iteration. I don't really want to not kill Faelia, then have it grow to 4/4. So, because if I Iteration and didn't hit a red, that would be pretty obnoxious. Then I'll go Murktide. I'll spend the 3, and then I'll exile these all my spells, and then I'll hit for 3. They have a Metamorphosis Fanatic. Okay. Looking pretty good. Their hand is not anything that I have to worry about. Slimefoot and Squee is not a particularly big threat here because I can just ignore it. Like literally I don't even have to block it to kill it. And even if they got back a Barrowglyph for a Faelia, that wouldn't matter that much either. Obviously there's ways things could go wrong from here. Well, I would have had the land. Let's Iteration because I can still play Mystical Dispute. All right, well. Yeah, let's exile the Arid Mesa. Where'd the Arid Mesa go? Am I losing it? Oh, it's like hiding behind the Metamorphosis Fanatic. Sure. And now I've got 2 different mana leaks up, which is kind of awkward, but I'm hitting for 9. So they're just dead next turn. I can counter Metamorphosis Fanatic. Not that it would even do anything. Like it literally, oh, it would put a Birds of Paradise into play to chump with, I guess is what it would do. Utopia Sprawl. That ain't gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna win this match 3-0 then. Because I threw game 1, but then I luckily won the next 2. He can learn. It's possible. All right. 2-0, baby. This Malcolm deck, I'm 7-0 with it right now. This deck has not failed me yet, despite my best efforts. All right. See if we can close this out strong. These matches have been sick. Gonna have to mull this. We're playing against a red-green. Migloz the Maze Crusher. All right. Well, I'm gonna look at that hand. Gonna keep this, and I guess just put back Sink into Stupor, because I'm gonna go turn 1 Vista, Dragon's Rage, turn 2 Malcolm. And they're mulliganing as well. And then turn 3, or actually, maybe turn 2 Mana Leak, turn 3 Malcolm plus Clout. Either one sounds pretty good to me. Happy to lead on Dragon's Rage here and see what they play on turn 1. If they play an Elf on turn 1, I'm going to just leave out Mana Leak. If they don't do anything on turn 1, like play a tap land or something, that's a different story, but it's pretty tough in this format to not have a 1-drop. Well, just everyone has like early commanders and whatnot. All right, yeah. I'm going to offer a trade here. If they want to trade, they are more than welcome to do so. And then also this lets me Malcolm and get a clue next turn, because I get to play the Clout as my second spell. I've kind of been liking this Cloud of the Dominus. We'll see if it performs this game. If I Mana Leak Migloz here, like, it's going to be a pretty big game. Okay. Maybe Migloz, maybe not. Elvish Spirit Guide. Minskin Boo? Oh, Shifting Ceratops, and it can't be countered. Okay, turn 2 Shifting Ceratops, huh? There's a Sink into Stupor. All right, well, I'm just going to go for Malcolm plus Clout here. This can get Reach, Trample, or Haste. And it has Pro Blue. All right, well, Malcolm is going to get this. I mean, that was pretty good. I'll put that into my graveyard. And then attack for 4. Turn 2 Ceratops, blanking my Mana Leak. This game would be a lot easier if they just didn't have the Ceratops in play. If I got to trade Mana Leak for their play last turn. But Cryptic Command is pretty strong. I even have the triple blue with thanks to Sink into Stupor. Unfortunately, milling a land means that the Dragon's Rage isn't that close to getting activated. So this is 1 mana gains Vigilance and Menace. Oh, okay. They love playing their land after doing all those things. It's funny. Yeah, this isn't looking great. The Shifting Ceratops turn really is what got me here. Can pay 3 oil counters to destroy an enchantment or artifact, huh? Attack them down to 10, and the problem is next turn, if I bounce the Migloz, I can't really stop them from removing the counters anyway. So I'm pretty far behind here, just because their turns have been so efficient. Like, the fact that they have the Anarchomancer in place, if I bounce this, they can pay 2 to play it, and then if they have a land, they can just blow up the thing anyway. So I'm not loving it, but we'll see. I might be able to cheese them out with Cryptic Command. The other thing is, if they do blow up Cloud of the Dominus, Dragon's Rage has a pretty good chance of being on here. So I think I'm going to bounce the Migloz and tap all their creatures. And if they want to spend 3 to kill the Clout, it doesn't change that much in terms of damage. As long as I can hit, I was going to say anything but instant or land, then I would be able to attack for 5 with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Because then I would be able to, because I'm going to have two two types already, and plus the third off clout. But of course I hit a land, so that's not ideal. Okay, if they don't have a land here, it's pretty good. That would definitely make things easier. But I'm not counting on that. Oh, they take 2? Okay. That's something. Let's see. Let's draw Mystic Sanctuary. Interesting. I think what I'm going to do is cast Sink into Stupor on Miglos and hope to mill something that's not a land or instant. Oh, there we go. Put my graveyard. And then I can go Mystic Sanctuary and put Cryptic Command on top. Because I have Sink into Stupor as an instant already. Wait. Enchantment, instant. Oh, I'm still 1 short. Okay, well. I'm just going to attack for 3 here down to 5. And I still have Mana Leak up and I have Cryptic Command. So, and I can crack a clue. For some reason I thought I had 2 types already. I guess I'm just losing it. Enchantment, instant, land. Yeah, that's all. I was 1 short. So now they're at 5. The Stomping Ground paying life was nice. That at least did help some. So now I can Mana Leak a Miglos. This can't gain reach unless they have another land. The thing is, they know I can tap them down. So I am going to get some looks here between the Cryptic and, well, I guess the Cryptic. I just get 1 more Surveil, and I'm hoping to hit Creature, Sorcery, Artifact. Any of those would work. I already have Enchantment. Oh, I know why I'm losing it. Blood Moon's already an enchantment. I already have enchantment. I just assumed a different type would have been good. I didn't think I was going to hit enchantment again. Yes, that is exactly why. Okay. Squee Dubious Monarch. Okay. That's fine. Hit enchantment. That's what happened. Oh, that's really funny. Into Miglos. I mean, I think I am going to Mana Leak it here. Keep Cryptic on top. And they have to leave the Arbor Elf and the Shifting Ceratops untapped if they want to give reach. And let's see how much they attack me for. 4 or 5 damage. So what's kind of nice about this, is they also don't get to attack me for that much. So now I've got a decision. I could tap their team and draw a card, and if I hit any of the other types, I win. And then if I don't, I just lose. I could also pass and just, I think I could just pass here, and then I could do this. I can tap their team, and hopefully next turn it still works out. This gives me more looks at finding whatever it is I need. They know I have Cryptic. So if they just go to attack, I could bounce Stomping Ground and tap their whole team. I could also bounce Mystic Sanctuary, but I don't think that's actually going to do too much. So I'm going to bounce Stomping Ground, tap their team, Surveil. And this also stops them from using Arbor Elf for mana. So it's kind of a lock, right? If they tap out to cast a spell before attacking, I go Cryptic, counter, bounce. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten there. Or counter tap. But if they go to combat, I kind of get to negate 2 of their mana sources. All right. And so now I need to find a way to get Dragon's Rage Channeler into Delirium, assuming they don't have a way to kill me or something. Sylvan Library, that doesn't do anything. And Boreal Druid, sure. All right, and I also get a couple looks here on the with the clue in my draw step. All right, let's go. What do we got? Counterspell. That's a brick. All right. Crack clue. Yeah. I'm at 9. If I block the shifting Ceratops, they give it trample. All right. I mean, I guess I probably die. I'm going to attack them with the Malcolm, though, because I don't think I have much of a chance of winning if I don't. And then now, hopefully, let's see, if I block Ceratops as a 3/3, I take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I am pretty dead. I mean, I could have left the Malcolm back. I just don't think that's really a winning play. Man, hitting, basically I just bricked on Dragon's Rage too much. I had a lot of shots and I needed that one to hit. But so it goes. Live by the Dragon's Rage, die by the Dragon's Rage. The Blood Moon not being, well, the Clout and Blood Moon sharing a type was kind of what got me. Yeah. I mean, this deck doesn't have, it has a lot of instants and lands. It doesn't have as many sorceries or creatures. And I already hit 2 of my like 4 enchantments or whatever. I guess we'll see what they do here. The bad thing is if I cast the counterspell, they just know I don't have anything else. So that is going to put me in a tough spot. Let's see if they attack with the Ceratops. Okay. He even gets trampled. Turn 2 Ceratops, huh? That was pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. And even if I had a way to make Dragon's Rage a 3/3, it still wouldn't work. All right. Yeah, I die. Fair enough. All right. Down a game here. We're getting there. All right. Okay, I would like to be on the play. Yeah, I like this hand. I've got no 1-drop because my Chain Lightning's a sorcery, but turn 2 Fairy Mastermind or Malcolm into turn 3 cast one of the maybe just Ghostfire Slice, maybe a 2-drop plus Chain Lightning. Those will both be good. All right, they mold to 6 again. And hopefully they don't turn 2 Ceratops. But I guess this time I have the Ghostfire Slice, which is a pretty great answer. I imagine they're going to want to lead on Elf. This deck always really wants to do that. I think I'm just going to pass here and just play the Fairy Mastermind. I'll let them... If they want to turn 2 Miglas, they can. Ghostfire Slice is also a pretty nice answer to it. Let's see what they got. Oh, Squee. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. All right, well, let's go Fairy Mastermind. Take 3. Blood Moon. Not the best matchup for Blood Moon, I wouldn't say. Malcolm. And who am I going to Chain Lightning? I think I just Chain Lightning the Squee. It's unfortunate because it would have been nice to be able to trade Chain Lightning for their whatever their turn 2 play was without them getting a token. But I think that killing the Squee is going to be better. Oh, and they had Pyrokinesis. All right. Yeah. They've had a pretty incredibly good draws, which I had good draws too. I mean, last game I had a very strong draw. Mana Leak into Dragon's Rage Channeler into Mana Leak into Clout is pretty nice, but okay, here comes Miglas. I am getting close to Oculus. I'm gonna have 4 cards in my graveyard soon. All right. I mean, this isn't the worst. Subtlety. Kind of annoying that I don't really have a good way to spend my mana here. I guess I'm gonna crack this clue. Magda. Yeah. I think I still just Ghostfire Slice this thing now. And pass the turn. If they didn't have the basic forest and The elves, the Blood Moon could be okay. All right, they can replay Meaglaws. I guess I hope that's what they're doing, because if they're playing something else, it's even worse. All right. And then go get an island here. Take a little damage. Draw for turn. I guess I just pass with subtlety up. Don't think I have much else to do. And this is going to be tough. It's got 5 counters. Can do some things. I mean, if they play a creature and I get to subtlety it, I'd be pretty happy. If they just attack with everything first, I'm probably just going to play subtlety and block Arbor Elf. Oh, okay. I kind of hope they don't pump too much. All right. I take it. I go to 7, or I take 7 going to 6. And I guess I hope they play a creature here. Are they going to play around Cryptic Command? All right, they're playing something. That helps. Pyrogoyf? Oh my god. I'm so dead. I'm going to have to subtlety it. And then I kind of hope my top card's a counterspell, but I also kind of need something that goes to the graveyard, like a Thought Scour, or I guess actually, I think I cut a literal Thought Scour, but a cantrip of some kind. Sure, I guess I'll go Magda and I can Otawara the Meaglaws. Yeah, I'll hit for 3. Pass the turn. We're not doing great here. You know, sometimes they got you. The Pyrokinesis was really what killed me. 0 mana to kill 4 of mine. It wasn't a 2-for-1 exactly because the commander's kind of confusing, but I think you can kind of even that out because it effectively is same. Oh, okay. Well, I'll block the Arbor Elf. I guess I couldn't even attack because the Pyrogoyf bounced the Meaglaws. Make a crime and then die to Pyrogoyf. Yeah, I guess I needed to leave subtlety back, and then Pyrogoyf puts me to 1 instead. Instead of 0. All right, well, fair enough. All right, 2-1. Pretty good. I'm going to finish it out here, but I like this deck a lot. I think this deck's pretty sick. It's been very impressive. I lost pretty badly because they had a free spell and I didn't, and they also had turn 2 Ceratops into my mana leak. Like almost any play, like look at how close that game was. Game 1. If their turn 2 play was something I could mana leak, I'd win easily. I'd never cast the mana leak for any value, and if I had just been able to hit Delirium, I would have won easily. So the fact that I lost shows you how kind of close that was. But in any case, that'll do it for today. Let me know if you want to see more Duel Commander. I've been really enjoying it. These games are just a ton of fun, and it's cool getting to explore stuff like finding Cloud of the Dominus to go with Malcolm. You know, that's that cool little combo. Stuff like that is always pretty neat. So I'm on the lookout. The other thing is, let me know what commanders you might want to see. I'm always open to take suggestions. So that'll do it for today. Hope you have a good one, and I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.